Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Baseline Banter. I'm your host, Chet Zimmerman, as well as the other host and relative. Who are you?
I'm Michael Zimmerman, your father.
Yeah,
Did
oh,
you forget?
I did. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder. I forget sometimes. So, lots of exciting things going on. We got the Laver Cup. We got some big stories with that. Let's start there. I mean, the Laver Cup was a great idea, basically spearheaded by Roger Federer, which was to have some kind of event where it's Europe versus the world and have an event where primarily to honor Rod Laver because he was such a pioneer. I mean, what do you remember of Rod Laver growing up in tennis?
Well, I've seen him many times live,
Oh,
and
wow.
he was always my favorite player, and maybe he still is. The Rocket was unbelievable. He could do everything. It was a complete player. He could play defensively, he could slice his backhand, he could drive it. And he wasn't very big. I think he was only about 5'8", which
Yeah.
usually wouldn't cut it these days. But I loved watching him play. He won two slams, I believe. Two Grand Slams.
And that was, I mean, he was playing before the Open era, correct?
Yeah, he was before the Open era, but he
And then a
might come
little bit
into the
into,
Open era too. Yeah,
yeah, a little bit into the Open era.
yeah.
I
But
mean,
he had a huge forearm. That's what I remember about him.
really, sorry, excuse me.
What is,
Phew. Phew.
are you allergic to huge forearms?
No, I was checking out mine.
Anyways,
That was just
he
an
had
excuse to bring up my forearm.
the forearm of his playing hand was about twice the size of his other forearm.
Yeah, that's like
And it
Roger
looked,
was the same, right? Because he
yeah,
had
it
the
looks
one-handed
it looked
backhand.
kind of anemic, the other forearm. But great player,
Yeah,
Rod Laver.
I mean, so that was the idea because I mean, Roger felt that, and I think rightly so, there wasn't a lot at that time, um, paying tribute to potentially, at least in some people's minds, the greatest player of all time. And so he came up with this idea and to be played in a team format, um, and to be Europe versus the world. I mean, Europe has had a super high concentration of great players, and the rest of the world. I think it's an interesting concept.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I don't know, Europe, I haven't looked lately at the top 10, but I would say most players for sure from Europe, the
I mean,
top
the
10.
European. Let's look at the track record. What should I look up? Europe. Um, let's look up Laver Cup results through the years. And let's see, because I'd be very interested to see just how many Europe has actually won. So here we go. Initial event 2017, Team Europe won. 2018, Team Europe. 2019, Team Europe. 2020 canceled because of COVID. 2021, Team Europe. 2022, Team World. 2023, Team World. 2024, Team Europe. So
You got a couple of them in there that the world to squeak through. But the
yeah, I
world
mean,
basically, who are you
in
looking
recent
at?
years,
Is Russia counted in Europe or world?
world, Russia would be Asia.
Okay.
And it's also great because it's traveling around. This year it's in San Francisco. So, you know,
So,
it's a good event. It brings tennis to some places that otherwise wouldn't have tennis. Prague, the first year, Chicago, Geneva, Boston, London, Vancouver, Berlin, and now San Francisco. So,
so who
yep.
would you have in Team World other than Russians?
Well, this year, these are the lineups. Team Europe, Alcaraz, Zverev, Rune, Ruud, Mensik, Kaboli. And there's three people who are put in, the three highest ranked players, European players are automatically in, and the rest are picked by the team captain. And this
Uh,
year, the team captain for Team Europe is Yannick Noah, and vice captain Tim Henman. So
Okay.
interesting picks. I mean, obviously Alcaraz, Zverev, and I believe it would be Rude. Who's higher, Runa or Rude?
Well,
Those
Rude's
ones
been
talking about
slipping. I would
who would
guess
be the
Runa, but I'm not
automatic
sure.
Team Europe players.
Well, where's Sinner?
I think he just opted not to play, probably, which
So,
is totally fair.
so who's on?
Okay,
Who's
so
in?
Rude. Okay, who do you think is ranked higher, Runa or Rude?
I say Runa now.
Okay, what do you think Runa's ranking is? Guess.
12,
And what's Rude's ranking?
18.
Runa's ranked 11, and Rude is ranked 12.
Hmm.
I have good guesses.
Yeah,
It's tough after a slam because it all gets scrambled. Team Worlds roster: Fritz, Diminar, Sarandulo, Mickelson, Fonseca, and Opelka.
that's pretty.
Captain, Andre Agassi. Vice captain, Pat Rafter.
Yeah, that's a pretty thin lineup, I think.
It's kind of thin. I mean, but it brings me to the next point. We had a huge upset today, the first day. 6-1, 6-4 win for Diminar over Zverev. Now that's a very good win, and it's something that I've talked about for a while. Is Diminar's game is completely overlooked. I think just because he's not super flashy, he doesn't have a single superb weapon. He's just an extreme athlete. And I think that's overlooked because people are looking for weapons now. And when you're not necessarily like he has an unbelievable forehand, can get a great angle off a wide shot from his backhand. But I think the overlooked part is his athleticism and just wearing down guys. I mean, who's the better athlete, Zverev or Diminar?
Yeah, Deminar, I'd say.
Yeah. Um, and is it a fluke? Probably. Zverev, it was 8-2 in their head-to-head leading into the match. Um,
8-2 for Zverev.
yeah, in the head-to-head. And but one thing I wanted to run by you and pun unintended,
Hmm.
is that it's a slow, low bouncing court, these Laver Cup courts that they're playing on in San Francisco, slow, low bouncing. And I'm thinking just pure athleticism, guys like Dimon are heavily favored when the court surface is like that. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with you. And I would say, so let's say Nadal was still playing.
Right.
That kind of surface certainly doesn't favor him.
It doesn't. No.
No, because he banks on those, high bouncing balls at most guys' shoulders unless you're 6 foot
Exactly.
six.
His ball just kicks up like crazy.
Yeah. So it's not going to happen on that kind of court.
Right.
So he's at a disadvantage. And I guess you know, the flat hitters and the guys that come to the net, they have an advantage on that.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I'd say so, definitely. And what do you think? I mean, you relied a lot on your athleticism as a player. What would be your main focus going into a surface you know is slower and bounces lower than another surface? What would be changing in your game?
Well, you can hit more angles and more drop shots. That's got variety of shots more. Yeah.
As
It's not going to
opposed
be,
to just drilling in from the baseline and
yeah. Yeah.
okay.
And I guess coming to the net also because you can approach low and it would stay really low
Yeah.
and would forcing your opponent to hit up and you're at the net. And if you're a good volleyer, a huge advantage.
So if you're Zverev versus Diminar, you've got to play aggressive.
Yeah, I'd say get to the net.
You have to play aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. All good points. Yeah. I mean, and then in other news, Fonseca won his debut in Laver Cup 6-4, 6-3. Ended up coming back down 2-4 in the first set against Caboli, which I thought, which Fonseca is only 19. And,
He's
he's
promising though.
19-year-old Brazilian kid. It's not often you see such a talent coming
Is Fonseca
from
Brazilian or Portuguese?
Brazilian.
Yeah,
Brazilian, if I'm
good
not
for him.
mistaken. Um,
You look that
Fairly
up. I'm
certain he's
not sure.
Brazilian. I'm fairly certain he is Brazilian. Let's see.
It's a Portuguese name, but Portuguese speak
Yeah,
Portuguese
I
in
mean that could
Brazil.
easily be
Yeah.
Brazilian. Yeah, let's see. Google. Yes, he is Brazilian.
Okay,
Can you
perfect.
believe this? Born in Rio de Janeiro in 2006. This kid,
Well,
2006
he was
born.
19.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think guy born in 2006 is doing well on the pro tour.
Yeah.
It's
And he's
crazy.
almost a junior. He could almost play
Could
junior.
almost play juniors a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And then as president of the Medi fan club, I was happy Medvedev got a win against Basa Credi.
Oh, nice win.
Basa Credi. Not sure how you pronounce that name. I scribbled it down because I wanted to remember his name, but that didn't end up working. I've got to write more neatly. But he won 6-2, 6-3. Um, going into that tournament in ATP 250 in China, going into it ranked world number 18. And it's weird you see that high number next to Medvedev's name. I mean, this is a guy who was, number one in the world a few years ago, and this year across the four past Grand Slams, across the last four Grand Slams, Medvedev only won one match.
Well, he's crazy, so anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's that's tough to get back from. It's very tough to get back from. If you were in
Well,
his camp, what kind of advice or what kind of focus do you think he should
it's obviously
be
not a
on?
physical thing. He should just have a little more fun out there. It's
You
instead
think?
of being
Wow.
being so mad all the time. He looks mad anyway.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah.
that the coach of the Japanese women's volleyball team, I think it
Yep.
was him. His saying was, practices for crying, competitions for laughing. So it's not a bad way to look at things. So
Yes, you
you
get the work done in
you
practice.
work very, very hard to the point of tears, and then your reward is getting to play a tournament.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, though. Easier said than
Easier
done.
said than done, but I'd also say that kind of enjoyment comes from being comfortable and playing lots of tournaments
Yeah.
because I hear it all the time. I mean, some players are blessed and don't have those kind of nerves. Other players who are more nervous, like me, going into a tournament couldn't really enjoy the experience too much because I was just anxious and nervous. And a lot of players feel that way. But the way to get over that is to just keep going and keep playing more and more tournaments because eventually those nerves go away,
Yeah.
you know.
I
And
saw a very interesting thing in a book I just finished, a tremendous book for you people who like to read tennis books, and it's called Late to the Ball. And it's
late to
by
the ball,
Late to the Ball.
we'll link
And
that down below in the description, guys.
yeah, and it was written by a guy, I believe his name is Jerry Marzorati, and
Okay.
that guy was the editor of the New York Times Magazine for a number of years, and he decided in his 50s that he wanted to become a serious tennis player. So he
Okay.
became, a tournament tennis player, and he's in his 60s now. And he was never great, but he improved. He went to clinics, he went to seminars and camps, etc. So one of the things his coach told him when he got a little upset that he missed a shot, the coach said, "What do you think? You're going to get every shot good? You're not going to make any misses?" And if you look at it
Yeah,
that way, you know, you're going to make mistakes. Doesn't matter who
for
you are.
sure.
Yeah.
And what I always use is there are good mistakes and bad mistakes. There's certain balls you hit that are just out, or maybe they clip the top of the net, whatever, shrug it off, next point. Other mistakes that are maybe perhaps more egregious, let's say you didn't hit up on the ball, you slapped it across your body, went into the net. Okay, now we have to do a self-correction, which is in the air, mimic the correction of what you would have done differently. So instead of finishing across your body, let's now in the air, after you've made that mistake, go up through the ball over your shoulder up here and do that one correction in the air. Okay, I know I can't do this. I've got to go up and across
Yeah, you
and
see
move
players
on.
doing that. You see players doing that kind of stuff.
Yes, so you get the right
Good idea.
feeling and you associate that physical action. And after you've done it, you move on to the next point. You don't let it hang around.
And that goes to this saying, which I like, you either win or you learn. And that is a microcosm of that where you're learning, okay, I hit this into the net, but what did I learn from doing that? How to correct that and hit up on those lower balls more.
Right. But I'd also say that, yes, you learn from losing, but I also think you learn from your wins as well. So I don't necessarily like you win or you learn because you can win and learn, and
Yeah,
same for
you can. But I think the purpose of that saying is that you're not really losing.
yeah, you
You're,
can always get something out of it, and you've
yeah,
always got
for
to
sure,
look at the
for sure.
positive.
And
And
winning is
I
winning.
just relayed this to one of my students last week, a young, very promising junior. I told her, I said, you will always be doing something good. She's a good enough player that she's always going to be doing something good. So it's very easy to look at the negative. If you're having a down day, focus on what you've been doing well. Don't let the negativity of your mistakes, your errors get you down. I guarantee you've been doing something well. So it's
Yeah.
always good. It's very easy as competitive players to harp on our weaknesses, what we've done wrong, what we can improve on. But what about the things that we're good at? And I
Hmm.
think that's what kind of strips the enjoyment out of tennis, at least for some people. Some people really enjoy just being hypercritical all the time. But I like walking away and at least saying one good thing about your game. What man, today my backhands were I was firing on my backhands. My serves weren't great, but I'm going to focus on the fact that I hit great backhands today. And I just think, you keep working on those errors, but you can't lose sight of things you did well.
Yeah, and what you've learned is that you can hit some brilliant shots.
Yeah.
And you have to improve the things that were not that great.
The number one thing in a junior's vocabulary I would love, love, love to ban, and I've heard it through the years. I suck.
Yeah,
I
never say that.
hate hearing that, and I
Yeah.
won't let it happen. If it happens once, I'm on it right away because you know what, doesn't only bring down the player, it brings down the practice. It's
Yeah,
just as a tennis
yeah,
player,
they're amplifying.
if you're trying to improve, always stick with the positive. I guarantee if you're in a positive mindset, you will improve faster than in a negative
Yeah,
mindset.
they're amplifying that one shot that they missed instead of saying that shot sucks. You
Yeah, I mean they
can't
have
say
you have the blinders on. Man,
yeah,
my backhand isn't going over the net, or I keep hitting
yeah,
my
yeah,
forehand out.
yeah.
But that's
And
one little part of the game.
yeah, that shot
Well,
sucked. So what are you going to do about it?
yeah, you
Yeah,
can
that's
fix
all.
it, but also that shot sucked. Or man, it's an off day.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, but to just bring yourself completely down, I suck. And I was very guilty of it as a kid. I remember one time having a terrible day, and you'll remember this too. Remember me throwing my racket down the garbage chute
Yes, I do.
because I quit tennis because I had a terrible practice.
Yeah.
I mean, those kind of incidents strip the joy out of the game as a kid for me.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And,
And especially it's hard to play if you don't have a racket.
well, that was my point. I was quitting tennis. I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that I
I
got
think
rid of
we
the
got
racket.
that racket eventually, didn't we?
We got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
We
got
ended
it.
up getting it
Some
back.
parents would have said, all right, that's it. You don't have a racket, you're not playing anymore.
Right. Yeah. I
Anyway, we
mean,
didn't want you to stop. And look at you now.
yeah. Junior tennis is such a psychological thing, and my number one advice is have fun
Yeah, for
because it's
sure.
about the longevity. It's about the
But I know what happens with
longevity of
junior
the game.
tennis. These kids are under so much pressure because their parents are always at the match. They're watching every little thing that they do. And
Right.
all
Paying a
the
lot of
kids are
money.
doing is they're paying more attention to their parents than they are the game. And
Exactly.
and they're thinking, my
Wow.
parents
Yes.
have spent a fortune on me. Yeah. So I've got to win. And it's actually a silly thing at that young age.
It's a
You know,
lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. And I think, you know, parents are guilty of it, coaches are guilty of it. It's your job as the coach, though, as the professional, to be there as a kind of mediator to guide the student and not let the parents take over like that and help guide the parents too, because the parents are not necessarily as well versed as the coach
Yeah.
on how to guide a junior
Necessarily, they
through the
very rarely
ranks.
are. They very rarely
They
are.
very rarely are.
You know what I read, which was very interesting, and I repeat this all the time, that what is the best thing a parent can say after watching a kid's match in a tournament?
What
I'll
is
tell you
it?
what it's. I love watching you play because you're not judging whether they win or they lose or they should have won or they tried or you tried so hard. Because I love watching you play. That's it.
Amazing.
Practice the kid. It's a very, very, very good thing.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fantastic. It's not results based. It's you enjoy the kid, you enjoy watching your kid have fun playing tennis. And that's what
yeah,
it's all about,
yeah, for sure.
right? Have fun
Sure.
and do your thing, do what you've been practicing, have fun practicing, have fun competing.
Mhm. So
And
where
so
are we with the Laver Cup?
so with the Laver Cup, I mean, it's just the second day. We're going into the second day. So those are the prime stories from the day. I believe it's 3-1 team Europe um leading into the second day. So
So
you know,
prediction.
it's still sorry. Um yeah, 3-1 Europe.
So what's your prediction?
Well, I mean, I think my initial reaction, or sorry, your initial reaction sums it up very well. Team World's kind of a weaker team, you know, and I think Europe will get it. I think Europe will get it. I don't know if it has any basis, but since it's a team event, there is kind of a home and away right now, being in San Francisco. Everyone's going to be cheering for Team World, obviously, on
So
the
I've got
home
a
court.
question. Is Felix playing on Team World?
No.
That might have been a good choice if you wanted to play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's in China now or he's taking some downtime before China. Um, but yeah, it would have been nice. But you know what? Been performing very well, so I'm sure his
And
team
only
is
one US
supporting
player,
everything.
Fritz?
Pardon me.
Only one US player is playing?
Is Mickelson American?
Yeah, he's American.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's in it too.
There are no Canadians.
No Canadians,
Well,
no.
Shapovalov couldn't play because he just got married.
Yeah, that's true. Congratulations, Dennis.
Yeah.
Big step, big step. Um, The only other story coming out of China in ATP 250, Rublev goes down in the first round to qualifier Valentin Royer from France.
I've heard of him, actually. Yeah.
Really?
It's probably Royer.
Royer, most likely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've heard of him. So
Well,
he's
still, I
played a
mean,
few tournaments.
Rublev, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, all have still, I believe, great potential.
Yeah, talented for sure.
I don't think they have it mentally though to get to where they need to go.
Well, who was it that wasn't able to? Was it Tsitsipas? Somebody couldn't work with him?
Goran Ivanisevic, from what I read, said Tsitsipas had the worst work ethic he's ever
Yeah.
seen, or had a terrible work ethic, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So
You'd
I
have to
mean,
get Tsitsipas' side of the story too.
we've got to hear that. You can't just hear the one side.
Yeah, give him
But
a call.
yeah, Stefanos,
You speak Greek,
um,
don't you?
not really.
Okay.
Do you?
No, but I don't, but I could get John Apostolakos to give him a call.
Well, I just know how to order vlakis patatas. Remember you in the Greek restaurant, you go, can I have an order of vlakis patatas?
Yeah.
And then the Greek waiter goes, sure, vlakis patatas.
That's funny. I was trying to do my best Greek
Yeah, you
accent.
yeah.
That was good.
That's great.
Okay, what else?
I mean, that's about it. That's about it
That
for
was good.
me.
Yeah, that was good. We
I mean,
and then
Sinner is obviously not doing the Laver Cup. Um, I'm not sure if he's playing before Beijing at the end of the month.
do they
Um,
get money for the Laver Cup?
Ooh, that's a good question. Prize money, Laver Cup. Let's see. Um, each member of the winning team receives 250 USD, 250,000 USD. Each member of the losing team receives 125,000 USD.
Okay, so in these days, it's not much money for those top guys.
Yes, it's true.
So that may prohibit certain guys from wanting to play.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of the Saudi Arabian tournament, though? The Kings tournament?
Which
You
one's
get a
that?
Six Kings Slam. It's supposed to be held between October 15th and 18th. They've invited Alcaraz, Djokovic, Sinner, Fritz, Zverev, and Draper. Um, and it's basically exhibition. But what you get out of it is the Arab money. You get a lot of money. First place prize money. I'll let you know what they get. I think it's 6 million, and 6 million that's not taxed. You know, you win the US Open and
You end up with 2 million.
2 million. Oh, but look at this. The winner receives a total of 6 million USD, which includes a 1.5 million participation fee and an additional 4.5 million for the victory.
So
So,
none of it's taxed,
not, I don't think Saudi Arabia would tax these guys.
but wouldn't they be taxed in their own country?
Most of them have addresses in Monaco and they don't have federal
Yeah.
income tax.
Anyway,
Um,
so those kind of tournaments don't really interest me.
yeah, I mean, I think it's good for the sport. These guys deserve to get paid.
Yeah.
Um, it's being broadcasted on Netflix, so it's something a little different.
I really don't like anything that's exhibition like.
You're very traditional
Yeah, very
in that
traditional. I want it
regard.
to mean something.
But if they want to negate, sorry, not negate, maybe that's not the right word. If they want to lessen the allure of a tournament like the Six Kings Slam, just raise the prize money of the Grand Slams.
Yeah.
I mean, last I checked the numbers, which it's been a while, it seemed like they could share a little bit more with the players. The U.S. Open is the lowest percentage of prize money to profit out of all the tournaments. Forgot what the number is, but it's extremely low.
I know the winner got 5 million, right?
Right, but how much did the U.S. Open make off of hosting the event?
Probably plenty.
That's a good question. So let's see, U.S. Open tennis. We don't get the profit 2025. Profit, I looked up.
Hmm.
Most lucrative tennis tournament in history. Um, Sets new financial record. Um, just off of cocktail sales, Honeydew's cocktail sales, the US Open made 17 million.
Just off the cocktail sales.
Just off of a specific kind, the Honeydew's cocktail. The Honeydew's cocktail brought in $17 million.
That's income or profit. That's income.
I would assume that's income. I can't really find a number
And then you've got
for the
tickets and you've
total.
got TV and you got all kinds of other
Right.
things that make
If
money.
any of you guys can be a little savvy in your research, let's know the comment down below. The profit, total profit, the US Open 2025. We'd love to compare that to the prize money pool. So let us know, guys. And with that, I think we should sign off.
Yep.
It's
Very
been
good.
awesome talking to you, Dad, as always.
Yep. And we wandered a little bit, which was always fun.
We wander. We wander, but somehow we bring it back.
Yep. Good.
Anyway,
Anyways,
guys, go
thanks
ahead.
everybody for
Thank you.
watching.
Yes, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one.